You put your head down, do the work, and wait patiently, only to find that your turn never actually arrives. We are taught a flawed assumption that if our work is simply good enough, the world will automatically recognize our value and deliver the rewards we deserve. Yet we constantly watch someone else, who objectively puts in half the effort, walk away with the exact promotion, respect, or income we were quietly hoping for. Keeping quiet and hoping your effort speaks for itself is not a sign of noble patience. It is a critical, self-sabotaging error in how you operate. The problem is one of basic physics. There is a massive distance between a desire locked inside your head and a physical outcome existing in the real world. This illustrates an isolated human mind. Without explicit input, you exist in the vacuum of the unspoken, where the environment remains neutral to your goals. The world functions like a massive processing system. It is entirely incapable of responding to instructions it has not received. The phrase, "a closed mouth never gets fed," is an exact description of reality. It defines an objective failure to provide the system with actionable instructions. The primary barrier between you and what you want has nothing to do with a lack of merit or cosmic bad luck. It is a failure of articulation. This behavioral flaw was formally diagnosed decades ago. In 1981, during a seminar in California, a clear framework for human networking emerged. At the time, ambition and self-improvement were beginning to be heavily studied as replicable formulas. The man leading this charge was Jim Rohn. During his Challenge to Succeed seminar, he approached the subject as a strict pragmatist, avoiding motivational fluff. He presented a thesis known as the art of asking. He framed the act of asking not as a form of emotional begging, but as an objective law of human behavior. By treating personal development as a mechanical data transfer, we strip away the emotional baggage entirely. The act of asking becomes a simple cause and effect catalyst. The first mandatory component of this mechanism is absolute clarity. You cannot articulate a request to the environment if you haven't meticulously defined the desire yourself. This diagram illustrates the second step, the broadcast. We see a data packet representing your request deliberately injected into the surrounding logic network. This removes the fear of rejection. The ask is an objective test of the environment. It triggers a clean binary outcome. A pathway either opens or it closes. Hearing no is a completely successful system output. It provides the exact navigational feedback required to reroute and immediately test the next available node. Rejection carries zero personal meaning. It is simply the feedback required to recalibrate your trajectory and keep moving forward. Most people treat asking as a rare, desperate measure, saved for high stakes emergencies. The top 1% of successful individuals do the exact opposite. Those who master themselves treat the ask as a high-frequency, low-friction daily habit. Look at this chart comparing two long-term trajectories. When an individual continuously articulates their goals to the network, the constant testing generates an exponentially compounding curve of success over a lifetime. Volume is the ultimate advantage. Injecting a higher quantity of inputs into the system mathematically guarantees a higher yield of opportunities. Adopt this mechanical view, and the world stops functioning like an arbitrary lottery and becomes a fully navigable system. The environment is waiting for your instructions. If you refuse to open your mouth, you are the sole bottleneck to your own success. Self-mastery begins with the voice. To acquire whatever you desire, you must first be willing to clearly and unapologetically demand it from the world.